You see those computer graphics and design that you've always seen on social media and other platforms and you've always admired? Well, what if I'm to tell you that these are skills that you can develop at any given period of time? Join me on this journey where we're going to learn Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Premiere Pro. All you need to do is to watch the tutorials and do enough practice and you should be able to design like a pro. Well, let's go. Today we are going to start our class with Adobe Illustrator, and when you open Adobe Illustrator, it brings you to this interface where I am right now. Depending on the release of your Adobe Illustrator, but most of these features are going to be similar or if not the same. Mine is of 2022, so you can get Adobe of 2023, Adobe of 2021, Adobe of 2019, Adobe of up to 2024, which we have as the latest version at the moment. But pretty much it's going to be either exact interface or similar interface with slight change. That is what I needed to let you know. And apart from that, I also need to let you know that Adobe is a heavy resource program, which means the computer that you're using for this practice should be a computer that is compatible with the version that you have installed on your computer. Otherwise, your computer is going to slow down. Having said that, we are going to look at the different presets that are given to us the moment we come to Adobe Illustrator. We have letter, we have postcard, we have common, we have iPhone X, and then we have HDV, HDTV. And these are the common presets that are given when you just open Adobe Illustrator. And their units of measurements are given as you're seeing below, where we have PT, which is points, then we have PX, which is pixels. So if let's say none of this is going to go according to your design, you can come to more, this option here which is saying more presets, then click on these three dots, then it's going to bring you to where we are right now. And at this point we still have these different presets that have been given to us, but what we can do is we can still come and customize our presets from here. We give our work title. Let's start with that, and we're going to say class 1. Oh yes, we call this class 1. Okay, then we have to give the dimension of the work that we are doing, the artwork that we are going to do. We have to choose the width and then the height. That is for the artboard where we're going to be doing our design. What is artboard? We're going to look at it in a few. But apart from that, we have the different units of measurements here. And since I really don't want to make this video very long, I will advise you to go and look at the different units of measurements, because that is basically theory, and I want us to focus majorly on the practicals, and then the theory you can be reading it, because the theory helps you to understand the practical better. You can make research on when each of these units of measurement is supposed to be used. Okay, and we have the different orientations here. We have the portrait and then we have the landscape. If I wanted portrait, I would select this, and you can see, if you can look here, the numbers changed. Up we had 1920 by 1080 down. Now it is 1080 by 1920. It has changed. If I come to landscape, it changes. I now have 1920 by 1080. So depending on the orientation that you need, you can select from here. And here they're asking you the number of artboards that you're going to use. Here you can put 2 artboards, 3 artboards. You can put the number of artboards that you want to use. But since we don't know even what artboard is, I'm not going even to change from here first before we see how an artboard looks like. So after you're done with that setting, you're coming down here where we have the advanced options, and we have here the color mode. Under the color mode, you can either select RGB, which is red, green, and blue color mode, or you can select the CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, represented by the K. So you can use any of these color modes, but all of them are designed, put there for different purposes. Like, for example, when you use RGB, you're doing artwork that is going to be displayed on a digital device. It's going to be displayed on a screen. It can be a computer screen, it can be a screen in the supermarket, it can be your smartphone. As long as it can be on TV, as long as it is going to be displayed on a screen, then RGB is the best option. Then when you come to CMYK, here you're doing print designs that are going to be printed out. Then we come down here. So you need to know what you're designing for. Are you designing your artwork to be printed, or you're going to share it maybe on social media? That's why you determine what to use from here. Then we have the raster effects. Here we're looking at resolutions. We have 300 pixels per inch, which is 300 ppi, that is high resolution. Then we have medium resolution, which is giving us 150 pixels per inch. Then we have screen, which is giving us 72 pixels per inch. Then lastly, we have 36 pixels per inch. So you need to select the resolution that you need from here. But what determines the resolution that you're going to use? Still, what are you designing this artwork for? Because the resolution that you're going to select from here is also going to determine the size of the file that you're going to create, and the clearance or the appearance of the artwork that you're going to create. A higher resolution is going to give you a higher, a clear image or a clear vector file, basically a clear image or a clear, outcome. But the file size is also going to be large. It's going to be big. It's going to be a big file that you're going to be creating. Then when you come to medium, the file size also drops, as the quality drops as well. Then when you come to screen, this quality drops, because you can see most of, let's say, phone screens, you see how small they are. So the quality also drops. Then when you come, the file size as well drops. Then you come to 36 ppi, also it's going to drop, and the cell size is also going to be reduced. So here you just need to know what artwork am I doing. And at this moment, at this beginning stage, you really don't need to pay much attention to this, because with experience you will understand what I'm talking about, which means we need to create more and more artwork for you to have an understanding of what I'm talking about. So let's select, for example, screen. And then when we are done with all our settings from here, what we can do next is click on create. And after clicking on create, it's going to load for us our artboard. And this white part that you're seeing here is now our artboard. That's where our design is going to take place. The settings that we put the other side is being reflected for us here on this artboard that we are seeing. And now we are ready to start our work. Let's meet in the next class to see how we can get started with our work after getting our artboard.